Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I've released a video, but we're going to try to be pumping out some more here in the next few weeks. So just hang tight with me is all I ask. But let's go ahead and get into the video. So today we have the CZ75B handgun. It's a 9mm handgun, but first things first, before we get into it, let's go ahead and make sure the gun is clear. So the magazine is out the gun. As you can see right here, it is empty. Go ahead and cock it. Slide a few times. Check the chamber, nothing in there. Magazine well, nothing in there. Good to go. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the CZ75B is a Czech Republic made handgun. The CZ75 part means it was designated in 1975 by the CZ company. A few things to note on this handgun is a double single action handgun. It sports a 4.6-inch barrel and weighs 35.2 ounces per CZ's website. The B designation in it essentially just means that the handgun is equipped with a firing pin block safety, so it's just another internal safety. But let's go ahead and get into some of the more different features of the gun. All right. So the magazine on the CZ75B, this particular model holds 16 rounds. The gun is included with two magazines per the factory, which is really nice. I do like that they are all steel construction. The next thing is the double single action feature. I'm a very big proponent of this. I wish more manufacturers had stuff like this, but go ahead and show you basically what that is, so if you don't know. So if you rack the handgun, the hammer will go all the way to the rear, right? So with that being said, you can pull the trigger back, hammer falls, right? Just like a 1911, just like a revolver, the hammer will fall, the gun goes bang. But the double action feature means that if your gun does not go bang, you can do this. You can fire the gun again. So in instances, if you were to have like a light primer strike where you needed that round to go off, you didn't want to do the tap rack as you're taught, tap, rack the handgun, you can just pull the trigger again. And once you pull the trigger, that gun fires, slide will go back to the rear and will be back in the single action position. However, there is a decocker on the gun, which brings the hammer down safely. So if you wanted to carry it with the gun with one in the chamber, which I highly advise anybody who is carrying a handgun to carry one in the chamber for various reasons, you can do that. And you can do it safely since this gun does not have technically an external safety. With the double action on it, the trigger pull is somewhere around probably 8 to 10 pounds. So if you shot a revolver with the double action trigger pull, such as a Smith & Wesson 686, reminds you a lot of it. But just remember, after that first round with double action, everything else will be single action, which means you get a little bit of take up, you get a wall, and it goes off. It's somewhere probably about, I don't know, 3 to 3.5 pounds. It's a very crisp trigger. See if I can get the reset here for you. Reset's about right there. I do it the other way so you can see it. See, resets there, hammer drops. So it does have a little bit longer of a reset, but that is to do with the double single action feature of the handgun. So actually I did shoot this gun today, and just gonna give you some thoughts on it. So in shooting it, I did notice that due to the weight of the gun, recoil was very minimal on it. The gun shot very well. I shot it just about as good as my Glock with my red dot and my flashlight on it. It shot very well, especially for this being the first time I've ever shot this gun. The double action trigger pull, like I said, it's heavy, it's like a revolver, but if you shot revolvers before, you can get pretty good at a double action pull, especially with just staging it on knowing when the gun's gonna go off. But I shot about probably 50 to 60 rounds through it total, and I had no complaints with it. Going into some of the other details, this does have 3-dot sights. So, see if I can line them up there for you. There you go. So it has 3-dot sights. It is all steel sights, which I like. If you're going to do some extensive training to where you're going to rack your handgun on different surfaces, such as your duty belt or your, I don't know, a table, your foot, your shoe, something like that. Different surfaces to where, say, if you are doing a drill, you have one hand out of the fight, the steel sights are going to hold up very well. The main thing I'd be worried about with the plastic sights, such as Glock's plastic sights, is them breaking off on hard surfaces such as tables, cylinder blocks, stuff like that. But with the steel sights, something I'm very happy to see on it. These guns do retail on their website for $8.99. That's the MSRP. I meant to say is that you can probably find it on other sites, probably $100 to $150 below MSRP, just depending on where you look. However, some of your smaller gun shops may have it at MSRP or a little bit higher, just because of the nature of being a small business. You got to make profit somehow. But overall, I am very impressed with the gun overall, and I thank my friend for letting me borrow it. You know, I plan to try to get some more CZ handguns in the future. I'd really like to review the Shadow, although that is kind of expensive. But overall, really enjoy it. Has a really good feel to it, really natural point of aim, and the single action trigger, like I mentioned, is just extremely crisp. So I appreciate all y'all watching. If you are watching, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I will have some more videos out in the future. Here in the near future, probably another 2 to 3 this month is what I plan. Life has gotten in the way, big career changes, so I apologize for that. But hope all y'all enjoyed the video and have a good rest of the day.